If you're trying to watch NBA games on YouTube TV, the whole process is actually a lot simpler than most people expect. But there are a few important details that make the difference between just having the app and actually being able to catch every game you want without stress. So imagine this like someone walking you through it step by step. Not in a robotic way, but like you're setting everything up once and then just enjoying the season without missing anything important. First thing you need to understand is that YouTube TV is not just YouTube. It's a separate live TV streaming service that works like cable, but everything runs through the internet. So instead of a cable box, you're using your phone, laptop, smart TV, or tablet. Once you subscribe, you get access to live channels, and those channels are what actually broadcast NBA games. That's the key idea here. You're not watching NBA on YouTube directly, you're watching NBA games through sports channels that are included inside YouTube TV. So when you're getting started, the first step is making sure you actually have a YouTube TV subscription. You go into the YouTube TV app or website, sign in with your Google account, and choose the plan. Once you're in, you'll notice something important right away. The interface looks like live TV, with categories like Live, Library, and Home. But what matters most for NBA fans is the Live section, because that's where games are happening in real time. Now here's where the NBA part becomes important. NBA games are shown on specific sports networks. Depending on the season and the matchup, games usually appear on channels like ESPN, ABC, TNT, and sometimes regional sports networks. YouTube TV includes most of these major channels in its base plan in many regions, which is why it has become such a popular choice for sports fans. Once you have access to those channels, you automatically have access to most nationally televised NBA games. So let's say it's game night. You don't need to overthink it. You open YouTube TV, and the first thing you can do is go to the home screen. On the home screen, YouTube TV usually starts recommending live sports events that are currently happening or about to start. If there is an NBA game on, it will often appear right there, ready to click. That's the easiest way to jump in. But if you don't see it immediately, you don't panic. You just move to the search function. You type in the name of the teams playing, like Lakers, Warriors, Celtics, Knicks, or whatever matchup you're looking for. Once you search, YouTube TV will show you the live broadcast if the game is available in your subscription. You click it and you're instantly in the game stream. Another thing people don't realise is how powerful the live guide section is. This is basically like a TV channel list, just organised in a modern way. When you open the guide, you scroll through channels like ESPN or TNT, and you can see exactly what is playing right now and what is coming up next. If an NBA game is scheduled, it will appear there before it even starts. This is where you can plan your viewing instead of just randomly stumbling on games. Now let's talk about timing, because this is where a lot of people miss games. NBA games usually start at specific times, often in the evening depending on the region. If you're in a different time zone, you need to adjust mentally so you don't miss tip-off. YouTube TV makes it easy because it shows the game start time in your local time automatically, so you don't have to do the math yourself. But still, it's good to keep in mind that games don't wait for you. If it says 8 PM, you want to be ready a few minutes early so you don't miss the opening moments. One of the best features of YouTube TV for NBA fans is the ability to record games automatically. This is called DVR, and it's honestly a game changer. You can add an NBA game or even an entire team to your library, and every time that team plays, the game gets recorded automatically. So even if you're busy or the game starts while you're not around, you can come back later and watch it from the beginning without spoilers if you're careful. Now imagine you're watching a game live. The experience is pretty smooth. You get real-time action, commentary, and everything just like cable TV. But what makes YouTube TV different is flexibility. If you miss something, you can rewind instantly. If you want to rewatch a highlight, you can scrub back in time. And if you're late to the game, you can start from the beginning even while the game is still live, which is something traditional TV doesn't always let you do. Another important thing to understand is that not every NBA game is available in every region. Some games are national broadcasts, and those are usually easy to find. Others depend on regional sports networks, which means availability can vary depending on where you live. YouTube TV tries to give access to as many of these as possible, but sometimes blackouts or restrictions apply. So if you ever search for a game and don't see it, it's usually not a problem with your app, it's just broadcast rights. Now let's talk about watching on different devices, because this is where YouTube TV becomes really convenient. If you're at home, you can watch on your smart TV and enjoy the full big screen experience. If you're outside, you can switch to your phone and continue watching without losing your place. If you're on a laptop, you just open the browser and everything syncs automatically. It's the same account everywhere, so your viewing experience follows you around. Another thing that makes it easy is the multi-stream feature. You can have multiple devices using the same account, so someone in your house can watch a different channel while you watch the NBA game. This is especially useful during big sports nights when multiple games are happening at the same time. If you really want to maximize your NBA experience on YouTube TV, there's a simple routine you can follow. Before game night, open your library and make sure your favorite teams are added. That way, the system starts recommending their games directly to you. Then check the live guide earlier in the day so you know what time everything starts. When it's close to game time, just go straight to the channel or click the game from the home screen. That's it. No confusion, no searching last minute, no missing tip-off. One thing people also enjoy is watching highlights after the game. Even if you missed a live match, YouTube TV makes it easy to go back and watch the recorded version. You can skip commercials, move between quarters, and focus only on the action. It feels like having full control over the game, instead of being stuck with a fixed broadcast. And if you're someone who follows the NBA closely, you'll notice that big matchups, playoff games, and rivalry games are usually highlighted more aggressively on the platform. So when a major game is coming up, it often gets featured on the main page, which makes it almost impossible to miss. At the end of the day, watching NBA games on YouTube TV is really about setting yourself up once and then enjoying the flow of the season. You subscribe, you make sure the right channels are available, you learn where the live games appear, and then everything becomes automatic. You don't need to jump between apps or search random websites or deal with complicated setups. It all sits in one place. So whether you're watching a regular season game, a rivalry night, or the intensity of the playoffs, YouTube TV gives you a direct way to stay connected to every moment. Once you get used to it, it feels less like trying to find the game and more like the game is already waiting for you when you open the app. And websites or deal with complicated setups, it all sits in one place. So whether you're watching a regular season game, a rivalry night, or the intensity of the playoffs, YouTube TV gives you a direct way to stay connected to every moment. Once you get used to it, it feels less like trying to find the game and more like the game is already waiting for you when you open the app.